Esiku dede asiku yi. Hello everyone, it's Adirunke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'd like to talk about the homonym or what and the meanings that it could have in different contexts. So homonyms are words that have similar base letters, including tone marks, but different pronunciations, different meanings and different usages. Many times they're not similar, the meanings, but quite a number of times the meanings could be somewhat similar, and so you start to wonder if they are more polysynths than homonyms. But anyway, I talked about this in my previous video on homonyms. Some words are they're not that similar, but they have a link, and so you wonder if they're really homonyms, words that have different meanings, same letters, same tone mark, same everything, but different meanings. Anyway, owo could be hand. Owo could be hand. It could be the branch. It could be the hand of anything, really. It doesn't have to be. If you say owo igi specifically, then you're saying branch. It could be used to infer other things. It could even be a sculpture with a hand, and you say owo ere, the hand of a sculpture, which would be literally the hand of the sculpture. What else? Owo, hand. Owo could also apply for presently or currently or at the moment. Ni owo, but typically we would just say lower. But whenever you see lower or ni owo, in certain contexts, not whenever, but in certain contexts, it could be at the moment or presently or currently. I'll explain further soon. It could also be around or towards. Wari mi lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán, come see me towards the afternoon. So even if it's not exactly 12 p.m. that you arrive, if you arrive at 11:55 a.m. or something of that nature, or just ensure that it's around afternoon or towards afternoon, then or what would apply, or what would be towards, or around. I'm trying to think of another example with owo. Owo ọbẹ̀ yẹn ló wà. Owo ọbẹ̀ yẹn ni mo gbé sí. You can even say that. Towards, around that place. I put my bag towards that place, around that place. It was around here, in this area. Owo could also be used in that context. The first example for owo, which would be hand in this case, is mo fi ọwọ́ gbá owó mi. Mo fi ọwọ́ gbá owó mi. Mo is I, fi is use. Ọwọ́ is hand. Gbá is collect. Owó is money. Mi is my. The reason why I intentionally chose owo in this case is because people tend to forget that o and o are completely different letters. E and e are completely different letters. So owo is definitely different from owo. I don't know whether to call them accents. If we have letters that have children. We have vowels, voweli, that have children. You can call them tails and you can call them children. So o is different from o, e is different from e, completely different letters. Owo is money, mi is my. Mo fi ọwọ́ gbá owó mi. I used hand to collect my money, is what it would be when you transliterate. When you put those words together to form a sentence, you can't say I use hand. So don't worry too much about, oh, well, you said fi is used. How come it's used now? Well, I'm just trying to align with the grammatical expectations in English. This has nothing to do with the Yoruba language itself, but because the English language is so, it's not, you can't just say I use hand, so you have to make it make sense in English. That was why I changed certain words. So don't worry too much about it. Don't obsess over it. It's okay. I used hand to collect my money. I used hand to collect my money. So I collected my money by hand is what it would be when you restructure that sentence, when you translate. The previous one is like a transliteration. I collected my money by hand is a translation. And what it would infer, of course, is that you probably collected cash, depending on the scenario. So you want to tell someone that it was cash that you collected. It wasn't a transfer or anything. I collected my money by hand. Mo fi ọwọ́ gba owó mi. You can say this in the passive voice as well, and you typically say it in the passive voice when you're responding to a question. So ọwọ́ ni mo fi gba owó mi would also be correct if you don't say mo fi ọwọ́ gba owó mi. Kí lo fi gba owó ẹ? What did you collect your money with? Ọwọ́ ni mo fi gba owó mi. It's like if you were to transliterate and then translate that in English, ọwọ́ ni mo fi gba owó mi would be passive voice. This is more active. So, but as opposed to the English language, in Yoruba language, we don't say, oh, use active voice, as opposed to using passive voice. We don't have that. Both work. Both work. I will get to it in a separate video, so don't worry. If ọwọ́ was serving as around or towards, I've given the example statement, wá rí mi lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán. Wá rí mi lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán. Wá is come. Rí is see. Mi is me. Lọ́wọ́ is a combination of two words, and that's where ọwọ́ appears. Ni is in or at. Again, it really doesn't matter. It's when you're translating to English that you have to, but whenever you see ni, it could be serving the function of in or at, Ọwọ́ is around or towards, like I mentioned earlier. So when you combine those two words, you get lọ́wọ́. In the Yoruba language, we like to combine words. I've already made a video on this, but I will make more to just go over that, sort of like a revision, and I'll make a revision of pronouns as well. I have a lot of things on my to-do list, so I thank you for your patience in the meantime. In or at is ni. Ọwọ́, around or towards, like I said. Ọ̀sán is afternoon. Ọ̀sán, afternoon. When you put those words together, come and see me at, around, or come and see me towards afternoon. Come and see me at around afternoon, or come and see me towards afternoon, whatever works for you. I'm pretty sure there's a different way to say it, in English that would make it sound more free-flowing. But I suppose there's nothing wrong with that statement as well. Come and see me at around afternoon. Come and see me towards afternoon. I suppose that's a good enough statement. Thirdly, and it was when I was making the slides that I remembered, lọ́wọ́ could also be at the moment. Lọ́wọ́ could also be at the moment. Mò ń jẹun lọ́wọ́, for example. Mò ń jẹun lọ́wọ́, mo or mo. Certain words, their pronunciations change depending on where they appear in a statement and the kind of tense. I've discovered that those are the two major factors that may sometimes change the pronunciation, and of course, the tone marks that you put on words. Many times it depends on the tense that it's in, and it depends on where the word itself is. Mo is what it would be in this tense. Mo ń jẹun lọ́wọ́. Mo is I. Mo is I. Is am. It could be, is. It could be are. Whenever you see in a sentence or statement and it's standing alone, it's not joined to any other word, it's standing alone, At that point, it's not just a letter. It's not just it's a letter. Sorry about that, but it's not just a consonant. It's now a consonant and a vowel at the same time, because the typical word has consonants and vowels, at least one consonant and at least one vowel, the typical English word. But whenever, if you were to say the letter, just the letter, you would say ni. Ni is what we call this letter in the Yoruba language. If you were, let's say, reciting alphabets or whatever, ni is. But whenever it's serving as a word, it stops being a consonant. It becomes a consonant and a vowel at the same time. So you don't pronounce it moni, jeun lowo, you know. If you've taken lessons of the Yoruba alphabet, you might be tempted to go moni just because you remember that. Ni is what we call that alphabet. It's mon, is what it becomes. Not ni, but So whenever you see stands alone, it could be am, it could be are, it could be is, whatever. What it suggests is that the sentence is in present tense or continuous tense. It's something that is happening, or it's something that happens. Jeun is it. Lowo is a combination of two words. Like I said, ni, owo. Ni could be in or at. Owo is the moment. And why is it the moment? Owo is, it's sort of inferred from the hand as well. How do I explain this? At hand, and I'm going to talk about this separately. The English language is a very, very deceptive language. It's a manipulative language. I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody that is English, but that's just the truth. In the English language, you see words like knife. And I remember very early in my life, I used to say knife. I used to say knife until I, of course, had to stop saying knife. It's so deceptive. You say, oh, there are certain words that you say not, and then you say not, K-N-O-T, and then N-O-T, and it's a deceptive language. Now, at hand in the is pretty much what the lower in this case. I was going to say it's at hand, you know, as a synonym for at the moment, but that would be incorrect, because at hand in English doesn't suggest that something is the case already. It suggests that that thing is about to happen, or it's close in time, or it's approaching, or it's coming, or it's forthcoming, or I mean, I'm just saying the synonyms right now, and I'm going, wow, what a deception. Because at hand would, if you were to look at that literally, you would think, well, at hand would suggest that it's something that is already in your hand. So it's something that is happening already. But apparently it's not the case in English. So that really tells you something, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Again, apologies to those who are English, but that's just the fact. Mon jeun lowo. If English wasn't so deceptive, you would almost translate that as I am eating at hand, or maybe transliterate anyway, as I'm eating at hand. And perhaps that would suggest I'm eating at the moment. But at hand is, oh, it's coming. It's not here, but it's coming at hand. But it's not in your hand yet. You're not eating yet. It's not something that you it's in the palm of your hands. It's not something that you're doing yet, perhaps with your hand or with whatever that you do that thing with. So, you know, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. At the moment, it's what so it's like lower in the hand or at hand means it's something that I'm currently doing. When something is in your hand, you know, it's if you're holding something, you're holding that thing. That's what you're doing currently. I don't know if there's a better way to explain that, but you know, I'm eating at the moment is what it would be when you translate that. You can even say mon jeun lowo, which you don't have to like repeat by saying lower, but it's us using. How do I? And I'm going to treat this separately. Don't worry. But when you repeat certain words so that they become one word, lower, you know, that's one word. You're repeating the same word so that it becomes one word. You're stressing that's like now. It's like saying now. I'm eating at the moment, moment. Like now. I'm eating now type of thing. At the moment. So it's what I'm currently, really, honestly, currently doing type thing. So it's a more honest language. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to assist you further. You can leave your questions in the comment section down below and I'll get to them. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my patrons and my PayPal supporters. And yes, see more videos and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.